Hey, hello guys, my name is Mia Marie, and you are currently watching my Synastry Compatibility series where I go through all the 12 signs, sun signs, and how they get along. Now, as a general disclaimer, we reference so much more than just the sun sign for compatibility, but the importance of the sun and understanding someone's sun sign and accepting it and supporting it is that the sun sign describes the motives, the behaviors, the experiences that contribute to someone's sense of sanity. So we're not talking so much about what someone needs emotionally or how they flirt or what makes them great in bed, all of those very, romantic topics. We're talking about how to support someone's vitality, someone's sense of self, and someone's healing human journey. So keep in mind that this is just a gentle introduction, and you can get so much more by booking a session with me or another fantastic astrologer. When someone has their sun in Sagittarius, we see a soul that comes to earth in effort to understand, accept, and love the other, whatever that means to them. And their job is to turn around and teach the rest of us how to understand, accept, and love the other. They want the world to feel bigger. That is a quality of Sagittarian love or Sagittarian energy, is if it's good, make it bigger. It's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet that is the same size as all the other planets combined, but it's filled with nothing but hot air. And so Sagittarius has this tendency from time to time to overpromise and underdeliver, and it's not because you just fall low on their list of priorities that they don't show up. It's that they want to say yes to everything. If they could, they would be everywhere at once because they're stimulated that way. In order to understand other people, you have to subject yourself to multiple different situations. And this is why they also enjoy traveling, because there is this inner knowing or recognition of perspectives and how limited they can be. And so when they're traveling or they need to get away for a little bit, it's not just them needing a vacation and they're just running around, running away from responsibilities. They are actually doing soul work when they're out there. They're having conversations. They're learning about how other people operate in the world and what they believe and why they believe that. And so freedom is really important to a Sagittarius because it feeds their soul. It contributes to their motive to learn, accept, and love. Now, Sagittarius is a fire sign, and it is Jupiter. So this is someone who feels really positive. They're optimistic, they're expansive, they're typically learned, they have a talent or skill, or there's just something that they know really well, and they seem to have, it's like they're born with this wise old man inside of them. They have wisdom to share with other people, and they often position themselves, low functioning, is like they're preaching at you, but they're a professor of sorts to the rest of us. Now, being the third fire sign, Sagittarius takes the ego that Aries has established, the personality that Leo has created and celebrated, and then goes, okay, I'm kind of done with the social thing. I'm ready for something bigger. What is the meaning of life? Why am I here? And so oftentimes they will subscribe to a specific belief system, a philosophy that they've learned, or they have some kind of religious background or religious association. And what you will see more often than not is that they grew up in an environment where certain beliefs were instilled in them. And there happens to be like an aha moment where they recognize either, yes, this is for me and I'm going to build on it, or, oh, I actually think that life works differently. Let me go and figure it out. Sagittarius has a reputation of being hesitant to commit. They like to keep their options open. And the main reason behind that is they're like a wild horse. They need to know that they can go anywhere, that they can explore anything at any time. And the idea of a relationship inherently means that there have to be boundaries somewhere. And they're like, what? Does that mean I have to stay in this stable? They tend to be extreme also. And so when things are presented to them, they'll take it to the fullest extreme. Oh, if I'm in a relationship, I'm just hanging out with you all day, and it makes them feel bound. And that goes against everything that they live for, everything that they stand for, everything that they're trying to accomplish. They have a big mission. They're a universally oriented sign. And so you can see why as soon as they think of relationship, it's like, no. But what I found is that Sagittarius characters are excellent in relationships, but so long as you are willing to be truthful and to have honest conversations about what the other person needs, and there needs to be a mutual respect and understanding for the other person's agenda. So if you are someone who is independent and you have your own hobbies and your own life going, then this should be a pretty easy match, because they do always come back. You know, they need to touch base. They need to come home. They're not like Gemini, where Gemini has no problem being homeless spiritually. Sagittarius likes a place where it can go back to rest. And so I think that they are good at relationships, but you can't cage them in. If they want to travel for a couple of weeks alone, you have to be able to manage your own insecurity and be like, you know what? I see what you're doing. I support you. Have fun. Have the best time of your life. If you want to be in constant communication with them, if you want to go with them everywhere, unless you're a wild horse too, then you guys can mob together. They just don't want to be stopped. So it's not that they don't like shared experiences. It's not that they need to be independent. They just need someone who's going to carry the same energy as them, because they are very much aware of how people are coming off, and they are sensitive to negative or low functioning energy. And so at the beginning of the relationship, they might tolerate it for a little bit, but they'll be very quick to just say, you know, it doesn't feel good. And they may even create distance and just start doing things by themselves. Another thing is that even when they are in relationships, they are still flirty and playful with other people, because they really just have so much energy and so much curiosity that they can spread themselves very thin. And it's not necessarily that they have more interest in somebody else. It's just like, oh, that's new. That's new. I haven't seen that before. Let me go talk to that. And so kind of having, I don't want to say thick skin, because they're not overtly disrespectful in my personal experience, but you will find them from time to time being flirtatious with somebody else. And it's like, okay, you know, have your fun. And you know when they cross the line, because they're not going to be quiet about it. All other aspects to the side. Pure Sagittarius energy is not going to be quiet about the disrespect. It'll be obvious. It'll be right in front of you. And it's important to remember that it is ruled by the element of fire. And so they need something to burn. They need something to do. If there's nothing to do, if there's nothing to explore, if there's nothing that they're working on that provides meaning and value, they are going to burn themselves out. And because they're so optimistic, they're going to forget what it feels like when they push themselves to that extreme, or when they're unstimulated in that way. So they can find themselves in that rut time and time again. But, you know, you got to feed the fire. Being a sign that's here to learn and understand life deeply and examine life deeply and make meaning of it, they appreciate someone who is also intelligent, someone who is focused on growing and learning and developing, because they want a stimulating conversation. They don't actually get off to always having power or always having authority. They want to feel like their partner is accelerating in their development with them. Again, like two wild horses running together is what they would like ideally. Some deal breakers for Sagittarius. One thing that will immediately turn them off and make them pissed off is if you're not being honest and they know it. If they have collected like evidence towards you, or if they've seen something firsthand, or if they just have a gut feeling that something is off and they confront you and you're nervous to own up to your own shit or to have an uncomfortable conversation, they're not going to like it. And the blessing is that it is a fire sign. So for the most part, they get hot really quickly, but they also want to go back to that positive charge really quickly. So their goal is to like, let's just put it out on the table. Like, what's going on right now? Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're feeling so we can move past it. They don't want to stay in a dark place, especially in their relationships. Another thing that they don't like is, again, being held too tightly. It's like Sagittarius, even though, you know, it's not a water sign, it's like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter that you grasp it, it's just going to spill. It's a slippery lover. It has parallels to like the theory of money and abundance. It's a slippery lover. And so it comes to you and it stays with you so long as you are willing to share it. So if they come to you and you're wanting to hold them and keep them and you're just tight and tense, just like money, just like abundance, they're going to stop coming to you because they're for the streets. They're for the world. And so yes, you can't put a leash on a Sagittarius. You just have to trust that they will come home, and they will. Also, if you are inflexible, if you believe what you believe and you're unwilling to at least understand, the bare minimum is just understand. If you are unable to show that you can comprehend what they've learned and what they're integrating, then they're going to find you boring, stale, and unattractive. Another important quality is that they are spontaneous. Sometimes the fire is just lit at any hour of the day, and so they appreciate someone who is adventurous. For example, if you are laying in bed, it's like 3 a.m, and Sagittarius wakes up and goes, "Hey, do you want to go to Japan tomorrow?" The ideal partner is going to say, "Why don't we get up, make some coffee or make some tea, and let's talk about it." Now, someone who's not going to be a good match for Sagittarius is someone who dismisses the impetus to explore, who looks at them and says, "It's 3 a.m. We have responsibilities. What are you doing?" Contractual. It's someone who's tight, right? No. Entertain the inspiration. Let them see it through. Sun in Sagittarius, Sun in Sagittarius. So you have chosen to be with another wild horse. This is a very adventurous, passionate, stimulating, fiery, larger than life combination. Now, from an astrological standpoint, when you're dating your sun sign or someone who has the same sun sign as you, who's on the same life mission, generally speaking, as you, or life path as you are learning to see yourself more fully. Now, this is a more of a therapeutic approach, but any unconscious material, any defense mechanisms that you don't even know that you have, any of the lower functioning qualities of Sagittarius that you don't see in yourself will become very clear in your partner. And by talking about it, by addressing it, it's almost as if that unconscious material just surfaces up into your brain, and then you can integrate it and accept it and love it. So this is a relationship that gifts you with the ability to dissolve the boundary between your unconscious mind and your conscious mind on a consistent and rolling basis. Now we have 2 fire signs, 2 extroverted people. I mean, all other aspects aside, Sagittarius is extroverted energy. You guys like to get up and get moving because you have to light your pilot light. That's how you generate energy, is by moving your body. You're both universally oriented signs. So you guys are the philosophers, the gypsies kind of. There is this adventurous spirit, this appetite for life. You guys are focused on, what is the meaning of life, and what do these experiences stand for, and what do the collections of these experiences do, and how can you're trying to figure out the world. And kind of, it's not so much about the questions that you are asking, it's about the answers in response to your questions. These are going to be 2 people who are, focused on higher education, who are wise or born with this inner old person who already knows things about life and is a guru and guide in its own right. These are also 2 mutable signs. So you 2 are kind of like let go and let God. You don't want to create a plan for everything. Now, the risk I run with saying that is because you are Sagittarius Sun, it's likely that you have either some Capricorn placements or some Scorpio placements that would impact the flavors of your Sun. But, the buck ends with the Sun. And so in so many ways, you're learning how to just let go and transition from one thing to another. Typically with mutable signs, I would not say that these 2 have much staying power, but I do think because you guys are so similar, there is this permission slip that you grant each other to just be and to just express. You guys won't have to explain so much why you need to go somewhere, or why you need to talk to a different group, or even why you're flirting with somebody else, because there is this instinctual trust that you have in the other, and there's a profound understanding for the bigger picture of what this small action means. And so I do think that 2 Sagittarius people would make an excellent combination, a great tag team, because unbeknownst to most, Sagittarius doesn't mind companionship. What it minds is imposed limits or boundaries. It doesn't want anything to stand in the way of its motive to understand the other. And there is always an opportunity to engage with and communicate with and explore in another. And so because you guys are both wired the same way, I don't really see you guys getting into the typical, fights over jealousy, possessiveness, a lack of understanding for, why your energy is moving in the way that it's moving, or why you exhibit certain characteristics and behaviors. However, a problem area that these all exist is that it could be kind of, it can be hard to stabilize this relationship. Like there might be, since you guys both do not want schedules, this could be a relationship where it's like, I'll catch you outside. I'll see you when I see you. And there also might be a reluctance, and this could go either way, but there could be a reluctance towards having a conversation about commitment because it's just so open. But I think what will happen is as time goes on, that trust will build and you will naturally gravitate towards each other. And there might be, a day where it's like, wow, maybe we should be in a relationship because this is really fun and I love having someone to gallop around the world with. But a problem area is that you guys both have very strong opinions. Now, you would think mutable sign, Sagittarius is friendly and fun. When a Sagittarius believes something, they're holding onto it because they're building on it. And so even though they're doing many different things, they do have some kind of foundation in their mind as to what the purpose of life is, or, what the meaning of experiences are. And so if you guys don't agree with that, or if you are trying to preach to the other person with the sole intention of getting them to convert to your philosophy, you're gonna, see two centaurs kind of trotting off in opposite directions. You guys may also just kind of be spontaneous and impulsive in a way that makes longer term success on the material plane a little bit harder, because neither one of you guys are chasing material wealth or success. The earthly things that represent being weighted down, tethered to one spot, it doesn't entertain either one of you. And so having a savings account, buying a house, getting married, unless it's a shotgun wedding, an impulsive move, you guys may need to both step out of your element and focus on, what the physical plan is for being humans in a functioning society. Another thing here is neither one of them are emotional. So even though this relationship is adventurous and passionate and fun, and you guys are so similar, it makes for hot and cold. Either we're on or we're off. And with the lack of emotion here, the lack of water, it doesn't really feel romantic. It can kind of feel either like a fuck buddy, a fun buddy, a playmate. It could be just someone who is a good time, someone who's here for a good time versus a long time, but that long time just might be extended a little bit longer than either one of you guys will recognize in the moment. But, in terms of understanding emotions and handling emotions well, we do run the risk of not really knowing the emotional body. And I do think that your moon signs will play a huge part in whether or not this relationship is going to be temporary and for fun, or if it's going to be someone that you go on if you walk on the path of life with. So do look at that. And then of course, Mercury, because you guys are both ruled by Jupiter, I think that it's important for you to have someone who is as open-minded as you. So look at how your Mercuries play together as well as your Venus. These are things that you're going to find attractive. So, say for example, you are a Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Mercury, Sagittarius Venus, and you're dating somebody who is a Sagittarius Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Mercury, Capricorn Venus. We're going to have someone who has a real thirst for adventure, but as it relates to tech, like public image, status, money, you're going to want to explore that area of life. And you will also want commitment versus the pure Sagittarius character is just not going to want to stop. It's just going to be a crazy maniac galloping all around. So those little details make quite the big difference. If you would like to examine your birth chart or your relationship chart with me, you can find me at wellandrising.com/services. Toodles.